ice hockey for you. The top 6 teams in the Heineken British League are involved in playoffs at the moment to get to, well, semi-final playoffs, if you understand me, at Wembley next month. We're going to take a look at 2 of them this afternoon now. That's Fife Flyers and Ayr Bruins. Commentator is Alan Weeks.
And Fife Flyers finished their league schedule with 11 straight wins. That's a Premier Division record. And a record breaker in the Fife lineup is their Canadian left winger Dave Stojanovic, number 9, top right there. He broke the Premier Division goal-scoring record last time we were here with 95 goals. He finished the league schedule with 108 goals, top scorer in the Premier Division. And back in January, Ayr Bruins were 8th in the league. Since then, they've only lost 4 of their last 19 games to win a place in these playoffs. Their top scorer is player-coach Paul Bedard, also top right there. He's from just north of Toronto. He scored 81 goals, 5th highest scorer in the Premier Division. Great crowd in Kirkcaldy, as always, as Danny Brown comes up for the face-off. The referee is Alec McWilliam. Five Flyers in the white strip, attacking the goal to the left. And Fife keeping it out of their own end. Brown, quick flick to Andy Linton. Comes to Brown again, he's got Stojanovic in front. Ayr getting it out. Paul Bedard robbed. Danny Brown shooting it in. It's away by Bernie McCrone. Puck's to loose, out come Ayr Bruins. Good back checking there by Dave Stojanovic. Came round the back. Still loose, back to the boys, and just bounced over the stick. So they've all got to come out. And it's out of the rink, a whistle. Well, up and down it is. Fife obviously are going to have to hold on for these opening minutes as Ayr make a lot of pressure. Brown there, number 19. Bedard, number 10. 2 Canadians, 3 Canadians allowed, or 3 imported players. In the main, they're Canadians. And here's a penalty. High sticking.
2-15.
And the penalty is going to the league's top scorer, Dave Stojanovic. And also to Kevin Murphy of Ayr Bruins. So both teams are man short. That's Kevin Murphy. Dave Stojanovic in the penalty box on the other side. 2 minutes. Five in possession. Ron Plum to Stuart Drummond. Brown on the left. Well intercepted by Kidd. Here's Steve Slaughter. Got in by Paul Bedard, but loose to Stuart Drummond behind the net. Drummond to Brown. That puck was loose again. Out comes Stuart Drummond now for Fife. Deep flick. Danny Brown. And in it. Well, Fife getting close to the possession, but not making a lot of headway. Now they're into the area, but only coming out. Here's Paul Bedard. Rolling off. And the shot, it's in the net! What a lucky goal, but it all counts. I would like to say who actually will get credit for that. Paul Bedard carried the puck. He was followed in. Here's Paul Bedard. Watch the defenseman. He has to hold off the defenseman, and he does. The puck runs loose and flicked between Andy Donald's legs. So Ayr Bruins, against all the odds, take the lead. Danny Brown. There's some hooking. There's going to be another penalty against Ayr. The referee's got his hand up, waits till the player's stopped, and there's certainly going to be a penalty for hooking against Ayr. Away on the left there. There's the hooking. 15 seconds on the first two players, but remember that Ayr will still be a man short when they come out. Jimmy Pennycook. McEwen with him. Oh! Back to the point, and it bounced over the stick. Andy Doddle stopping it and smothering it, because the first man in there was Kevin Murphy. So, Kevin Murphy back on the ice. As is Dave Stojanovic. And now Fife with Stojanovic back on the ice with the man advantage. Well, they had all the opening pressure in the game. Can they make it pay now? The power play situation. Fife in possession. Brown back to Plum. Stojanovic on the left. Here's Stojanovic. Danny Brown in the centre. Stojanovic, it bounced over the stick of Steve Slaughter. Still loose. Stojanovic back to the point. Neil Abel with a slap shot off the target. Ron Plum, another slap shot, was deflected. And Ayr just shooting it down the ice. They can, of course, because remember, they're a man short, and he has 45 seconds to serve in the 2-minute penalty. Neil Abel carrying the puck. Defenseman. Pushed out by Steve Slaughter. Paul Bedard for Ayr Bruins. Well, Fife have got to get it out of that end. And here it comes. Danny Brown. Stojanovic on the left. Brown with a shot, and it hit the post. Offside, though. There was an offside play. It was a great shot, but the play was offside. The right winger had gone over the line just before Danny Brown let that shot go. He comes up to the blue line. They're expecting a pass, and off the post. The two defensemen are Pete and Drummond, the two Scots boys. Well, they have it in the end there, but the seconds are ticking away. Out it comes. So, a bit of holding there. It's in the corner. And quite a mix-up on the boards in the corner there. And the referee's in there very quickly, sorting it out. And there's a slash. And then they get back together again, but there'd been something happening off the puck before these players got involved in that little scrimmage. Brown, number 19. Only just short from Andy Linton, I should say. Knocked away by Bernie McCrone. Brian Pete. Tom Kidd coming in there. Picked up by Paul Bedard. Nice stick handling by Bedard. There's a man clear in front. And the man clear is Kidd. It's another one. A good two-way goal between Kidd and Bedard. Bedard put it in the net. And Ayr Bruins have taken a 2-0 lead. Once again, it's Bedard, the player coach, takes it down their left wing, but he's got John Kidd in the centre there. There is Kidd, takes it past. Back to Bedard, a good goal. Bedard, look at Kidd out in front. But Kidd takes his time, makes the goalie move, and then puts it back to Bedard. And it's 2-0 for Ayr Bruins. McCrone isn't having as much action as I thought he would have at this stage of the game. Steve Slaughter, there's a penalty. And it's Kevin Murphy for Ayr Bruins, his second penalty of the game. Murphy gets 2 minutes in the box for high sticking. Comes from Montreal. So, we'll see the high sticking situation. And there, slashed. So now, once again, these Fife Flyers have the man advantage on the power play. It's there. Danny Brown got the rebound. And G Block have erupted. Fife Flyers have opened the scoring through Danny Brown. Comes back to the point. There it is, across to the point. The shot by Plum, rebounds, and Brown pops it away, backhand. So it's 2-1 to Ayr Bruins. Ayr Bruins in possession. Kenny Wells shooting it in. And Kenny Wells taken out by Ron Plum, and I think Ron Plum is going to get a penalty. Plum, the Fife Flyers player coach, getting a penalty. 2 minutes in the box then, and now it's Fife Flyers who are going to face a power play situation. Now watch the push there, and that's Ron Plum in the box. Well, it's 2-1 to Ayr. They now got the power play situation. Paul Bedard is going to face off, and he's going to face off with Gordon Latter. Fife get it out. Back come Ayr. Bedard dropping it for Slaughter. Slaughter to Murphy. Murphy waiting for Abel to come to him. Bedard. There's nobody on the blue line. Gibson's moved across there now, but the face-off, he was looking for someone at the back there, but there wasn't anyone there to accept the pass back to the blue line. So it's a face-off just to the left of the Fife net. Bedard and Brown facing off, back to the point. Wells to Slaughter. Slaughter with a shot. Oh, it bounced loose. It's there again. Looked to me as though Paul Bedard picked up that rebound, and Ayr Bruins have taken a 3-1 lead. Bedard. We'll watch the shot from the point. Across. Here comes the shot. Comes through. Bounces loose, Bedard flicks it up. That is a hat-trick for Paul Bedard. 3-1 the score. Here it is again. Comes down, he just flicks it back on the backhand. 3 goals for Bedard, 3 goals for Ayr Bruins. 3-1 the score. Bernie McCrone hasn't had as much to do as one might have expected. But now, Fife with the power play, and the puck still back in their end with half a minute to go on the penalty to Gibson. Plum, good pass. Not accepted by Andy Linton, but picked up by Brown. He's got Stojanovic on the left. Behind Stojanovic the pass. And there appeared to be a whistle in the crowd. There is a whistle now. There appeared to be a whistle early on. William has given a penalty to John Kidd of Ayr Bruins. So just as Ayr Bruins were back to full strength, John Kidd has now got another penalty. Danny Brown, he's going past. Brown is in. Brown with a chance, and he missed just outside the left-hand post. Still in there. Ron Plum coming across. There's Plum out in front. Intercepted by Bedard. Bedard again, and he shoots it down the ring. Relieves the pressure, and back will come Fife Flyers. Abel this time. Andy Linton cutting in the centre. Knocked away by Bernie McCrone, and away into the crowd. So a face-off just to the left of McCrone's net. But now Fife Flyers are putting the pressure on this team, and Ayr Bruins, can they hold on? So Kidd standing by, waiting to come back on the ice with just 12 seconds left of his penalty. Plum with a shot. Kept it low, it was a good one. Abel kept it low again. Puck is still bouncing around there. And that looked to me as though it ought to be a penalty. Yes, it will be. He played it with his hand and pushed it underneath the Fife player.
17:50. 17:50. On the 19, he's got 2-minute penalty for delaying the game. Okay?
So, off again. You'll see the puck go loose, and there the hand play it underneath the player. 2 minutes penalty for doing that. This is Fife's 5th power play. Jimmy Pennycook out in front, to away by Slaughter, and down the ice again, an error holding on. 47 seconds on the period, 35 seconds on the penalty. So, the lateral pass, Neil Abel, offside. Jimmy Pennycook had both feet over the line before the pass came through. So the face-off outside the Air Bruins defence zone. So we have a face-off now just outside the Air end. Shot back in by Neil Abel. 25 seconds remaining. Air holding on very well. Oh, a bad pass by Plum. Murphy's in there, got a shot, he's got a goal! Murphy has got a goal, and it's 4-1. What a remarkable situation. And it's short-handed, remember. Air are a man short. Here's Kevin Murphy picking up that bad pass out. He flicks it through, gets the rebound, and it's 4-1 for Air Bruins. What a turn-up. Both teams at full strength. The second ticking away, and a whistle. The end of the first period. What a remarkable period it's been. Paul Bedard, the Air Bruins player coach, set the standard with a hat-trick, and at the end of that period, Bruins 4, 3 of them scored by Paul Bedard in the centre there. Fife Flyers 1.